Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, ninth class biology, chapter number 3, Biodiversity. आज हम इस चैप्टर का आगाज़ करेंगे और इस चैप्टर के अंदर सिलेक्ट होने वाले डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज़ के क्वेश्चंस, MCQs, शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस और लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस के हवाले से अपनी डिस्कशन का आगाज़ करेंगे। जो पहला टॉपिक हमारे सामने मौजूद है दैट इज़ अबाउट बायोडाइवर्सिटी। बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज़ अ मेजर ऑफ द वैरायटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स present in different ecosystems. That is a definition of biodiversity that can be asked as define biodiversity. इस पेज पर ज़्यादातर MCQs जो हैं वो मौजूद हैं। इन MCQs को अगर हम देखें तो फर्स्ट वन इज़ there are 10 million kinds of organisms inhabit the earth. Less than 1/3 have been studied. 5 principal groups of organisms are prokaryotes, protists, fungi, and animals. The term biodiversity has been derived from bio and diversity. Diversity means variety within a species and among species. Flora is the diversity of plants and fauna is the diversity of animals. Biodiversity is not evenly distributed on earth. Biodiversity is richest in the tropics and there are fewer species in the polar regions. The next question is, what is the importance of biodiversity? Here is the answer. It consists of 3 parts. The first one is biodiversity provides food for humans. Second one is significant proportion of drugs are derived directly or indirectly from biological sources. And number 3, a wide range of industrial materials, building materials, fibers, dyes, resins, gums, adhesives, rubber and oils are derived directly from plants. The next question is, how biodiversity plays important role in making and maintaining ecosystems? That is the question. The answer is, it plays part in regulating the chemistry of our atmosphere and water supply. Biodiversity is directly involved in recycling nutrients and providing fertile soils. And now the MCQs. Biodiversity found on Earth today is the result of 4 billion years of evolution. The second point is, all life consists of bacteria and similar unicellular organisms. It was known 600 million years ago. Our next topic is classification, aims, and principles. In this topic, the first question is, how many plants and animals are found on Earth today? Over 1.5 million types of animals and over 0.5 million types of plants are known to biologists today. And the second question is, why biologists classify organisms into groups and subgroups? To study such a large collection of animals and plants, biologists classify the organisms into groups and subgroups, and for this task they require some system, and that system is no doubt is classification. The next question is about biological classification. Define biological classification. Biological classification is a method by which biologists divide organisms into groups and subgroups. And now the MCQs. The first MCQs is 1.5 million types of animals, and the second one is zero point 0.5 million types of plants are known to biologists, and the other is about the biological classification. Biological classification is the division of organisms into groups and subgroups. Is the division of organisms into groups and subgroups. Our next topic is aims of classification. There are two definitions in the first paragraph. The first one is the definition of taxonomy, and the other is definition of systematics. This question may also be asked: differentiate between taxonomy and systematics. So, the branch of biology which deals with the classification is called taxonomy, and the branch which deals with classification and also traces evolutionary history of organisms is known as systematics. The next question is: write the main aims of classification, or write the main aims of systematics and taxonomy. To determine, the first one is to determine similarities and differences among organisms so they can be studied easily, and the second one is to find the evolutionary relationship among organisms. The next question: what is the basis of classification? Classification is based on relationship amongst organisms, and such relationship is got through similarities in characteristics. Next, what suggest the similarities among organisms? These similarities suggest that all organisms are related to one another at some point in their evolutionary histories. And there are some MCQs as well on this page. The first one is classification, and that is about taxonomy. The other is about the definition of systematics. The next one is classification is based on relationship amongst organisms. And the other is sparrows are more closely related to pigeons than to insects. When biologists classify organisms into groups and subgroups, the similarities are seen, and these similarities are in internal and external structures and stages of development as well. The similarities and differences in the DNA of organisms can be used for getting idea about similarities and differences in their structures and functions. So these were the short questions and MCQs which can be selected from the first part of chapter number 3. Inshallah, in the next lecture we shall discuss next topics of chapter number 3, biodiversity, of class 9th biology. Till then, Allah